Ashley, Aireonna, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're recapping day 2 of actual practice going on with the 49ers. So the play of the day, and not just the play of the day, but according to Matt Mayoko and other beat reporters there, the play of the last, not just this camp so far, it's only been 3 days, but the play of the last couple years of camp was actually a 50-yard bomb by Mac Jones to undrafted wide receiver Isaiah Naylor. Nair may sound familiar to you. George Kittle earlier this offseason, after minicamp, went on the podcast Bussin' with the Boys, and he said that the guy who had stuck out the most to him out of all the rookies was Isaiah Naylor. Just a freak athletically. Dane Brugler, who is an NFL draft expert, said that he has the possibility to be the most athletically gifted, the most athletic freak out of all the NFL wide receiver prospects. The reason he went undrafted was because in college he was super inconsistent. He had those really big splash plays, but he couldn't consistently catch the ball and get on the field. A lot of the getting on the field part had to do with injuries in college. He transferred a couple times, but continued to have bad luck injury-wise. But on the athletic scale at the combine, he scored off the charts. He really shined in OTAs and minicamp. George Kittle so much so that George Kittle mentioned it. And then today, he caught a 50-yard bomb in triple coverage from Mac Jones. So Isaiah Naylor, especially with all the wide receiver injuries, Jacob Cowling wasn't out there today. Ricky Pearsall was on the sideline. Brandon Ayuk on the sideline. So Isaiah Naylor has the possibility of actually being on the field, which is kind of crazy. But good for him. Yeah, he's making the most out of his opportunity. It'll be interesting to see how he does in preseason. I bet they'll be giving him a lot of targets. But that was with the second team. Brock Purdy had a great day today. Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams were both out there, which is probably why he was so much more successful today than he was yesterday. Yesterday, he threw 2 interceptions, one straight to a linebacker, one that had kind of fallen out of his hand. It was supposed to be a deep bomb, which was a little bit concerning because it wasn't raining or anything. Maybe it was a little hot. But today he was perfect. He had a great day. He was 13 to 14, had a bomb to Kittle for the second day in a row. Yesterday, he had a good throw to Kittle as well. Tanner Mordecai, out of both the quarterbacks, struggled the most. I don't think he's overtaking Mac Jones anytime soon. He might look a little bit taller and more athletic, but he is really struggling with the system. He threw an interception and just doesn't look as comfortable. Mac Jones is doing a really good job at anticipating throws. Brock Purdy is taking chances and throwing to his normal guys. Something that probably helped Mac Jones as well was that Mac Jones worked with Juwan Jennings today. Juwan Jennings worked with the second team, not to punish Jennings, but to give Mac Jones an opportunity to shine. And they actually got into a little scuffle in the beginning where Mac Jones ended up checking the ball down right before Juwan Jennings made it out of his break. And you could tell Jennings was frustrated because he was like, I was just about to get open. You could have thrown me that ball. He kind of said something to Mac Jones, not like arguing, but getting into a little bit of a friendly, fiery, conversation. And Mac Jones went back to him 2 more times. The second time, actually, Juwan Jennings dropped it, and then he was very quiet. Third time, they worked perfectly together. They're getting in that rhythm, and that's going to be necessary, especially depending on how this offensive line ends up protecting Brock Purdy. But it's good to have a good backup quarterback, and it's good that Jennings is getting in rhythm with not just Brock, but the rest of the quarterbacks as well. Jennings is balling out. I definitely, like I said, I still think he's going to get a new deal by Monday. That's when the padded practices start, because he's not holding back at all. There's no hold in, there's no hold out. He's going 110%. So good for Juwan Jennings. With Isaiah Naylor, I did want to say, I said Dane Brugler said he had the opportunity to be the most athletic prospect. He's 6'4", 218 pounds, fast, but just inconsistent in college. Speaking of wide receivers, the 49ers, yesterday they signed Equanimeous St. Brown, who was one of the 6 wide receivers they had tried out right before camp started. With all the Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowling getting injured, they signed Equanimeous St. Brown. And then today they signed former Lions wide receiver Quintez Cephas. I might be spelling that wrong. But I think he's more of a camp body. He hasn't really produced in any NFL system that he's been in, but Kyle made it, known that he needs at least 10 healthy wide receivers on the field to catch balls. That way you don't risk over targeting the other wide receivers and getting them injured in training camp. I mean, they're already struggling with injuries. They can't afford to overwork the healthy ones. He wants at least 10, ideally 12. He has that, but they're on PUP. And so that's why I think they signed Quintez Cephas today. I'll write that on a banner so you guys can look it up. I should have learned to pronounce that. Don't worry. I've only been doing this for 2 seasons now, and I am apparently a rookie. Let me write this down and then put it up on the screen so you guys can look him up. Quintez, and then Cephus. Oh, I put 2 C's. That's good. Quintez Cephas. That's the wide receiver that they signed. Moving on from offense, Michael Williams looked great today. Trent Williams had excellent praise for him. A beat reporter asked him, does Michael Williams remind you of anyone? Trent Williams said he reminds him of a younger DeForest Buckner. There was also footage of Nick Bosa coaching up Michael Williams. We've seen him line up at defensive tackle. We've seen him line up at defensive end. He's been running with the ones the entire camp. So that's really great. We love to see it for first round pick Michael. And then D Winters, he's been shining since he's been healthy these last, 3 days. He's been playing with the first team. Saleh said he needs reps and consistency. Last year, not consistently being out there is really what hurt him. He would show flashes, but just wasn't on the field enough. But he got high praise from Fred Warner. He caught an interception thrown by Brock Purdy yesterday, and Robert Saleh seems to be high on D Winters. So look for that as your Dre Greenlaw replacement. Cross your fingers if he can stay healthy. The secondary, not looking good. It's going to put a lot more pressure on Bryce Huff, on Michael Williams, on Nick Bosa, that defensive line, Yetur Gross-Matos. The D-line is going to need to get to the quarterback. They're going to need to stop the run, because the secondary sucks right now. They're rotating secondary players. Green doesn't look great. Renardo Green hasn't looked great. Trey Brown has not looked good. Robert Saleh said that the safety position is wide open, so it could be Jason Pinnock. Jair Brown is not set in stone as a starter. Richie Grant. But neither of those 3 players inspire a ton of confidence for me. Luckily, we have Malik Mustafa coming back, but he has that reoccurring ACL tear that he has. So it's going to be a while. So scary to look at the secondary. A lot of confidence in the front 4, but back there, besides Deommodore Lenoir, I mean, they have Renardo Green, but like I said, he's struggled. Upton Stout is a rookie that they have this player, but he's more of a slot guy. Trey Brown wasn't playable in Seattle. And if any of them get hurt, it's putting a lot of, pressure on that D line. They're really struggling with depth there. So I say they go sign a safety or a cornerback. Robert Saleh seems really excited to be back, and he's definitely coaching up this defense well. He's inspired by D Winters, by Michael. He had high praise for them. So did Trent Williams. Brock Purdy shining with Christian McCaffrey back. And those are the updates from day 2 of practice. It's technically day 3 of training camp, but the first day was just them reporting. It wasn't them actually on the field. And then, like I said, padded practices start on Monday. But today was the first day that everyone, aside from Jacob Cowan, because he got injured yesterday, pulled his hamstring running routes on air. But Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, Nick Bosa, Purdy, everyone was out there today. So felt like a really good practice, and I'm excited to bring you guys more updates after every single practice. Please give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I'll be going live tomorrow after practice as well. Bye. Have a good week.